वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपाम्बुदीर्यतमहं प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Warm welcome everyone in this study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we'll continue from chapter 15, text 6 onwards. We read little bit yesterday and we'll try to see more today. Bhagavad Gita, na, it doesn't need anyone's approval. Uh, Krishna consciousness or Bhagavad Gita doesn't need anyone's approval or uh, anyone's verification or justification or just like sun does not needs anyone's approval. And when the sun is out, everyone knows. Like how to understand does God exist or who is God? Hmm? In a way, how do we understand that there is light or there's not darkness, and where is chair, where is table, where are things placed? So when we come in daylight in sun, when we open our eyes, we can see things as they are, and we don't need any external proof. Likewise, when we come under the shelter of Bhagavad Gita with that sincerity, not with a egoistic or challenging mood, not with a mood to prove it wrong. Of course, keeping all our intelligence intact, asking questions, but with sincerity. Then, when we approach Bhagavad Gita, we'll understand yes, actually, there is a God who is God and the purpose of life. Mm, I want to be happy. I want to be ever happy. Na? This is a common theme for all of us, every one of us, and leave not just humans, even plants, animals. Huh? When wherever there is a defense mechanism, plants also defend themselves, right? When their roots are not, they are not getting proper water, and all they spread out their roots. And the way biodiversity works, it's all and looking for defense protection, so keep themselves secured, है ना? And find happiness in it. So happiness to ye, it is the soul property's right to be ever happy, but we do not know how to exercise this right, how to attain, how to come to this platform or level. Hmm? Because we live in darkness. So when we come out in sun, we can see things as they are. Likewise, when we come under the light of Bhagavad Gita, studying Bhagavad Gita in association with devotees, the sublime message will come about as it is. And then we see life with a different view altogether. Then this desire of ours, I want to be ever happy, can be fructified, can come into effect. That yes, I want to be ever happy. This will really come about. This is human's desire. No? Now, this is a journey. Bhagavad Gita is a journey. What? From a human experience, human realm to a devotee. From a human to a conditioned devotee. uh, And from a conditioned devotee to becoming a pure devotee of the Lord. This is the journey. Without finding our resolve in spirituality in Krishna consciousness, it's just like a human life only. And now practicing sadhaka means conditioned devotee. No? Yeah, we have lots and lots of conditioning deep rooted. But our aspiration should be wanting to become a pure devotee of the Lord. We should not shy away from that. We should aim for that, to become a proper pure devotee of the Lord in this very lifetime itself. So with this prayer, with this mood, that we progress in this journey. So far we have transitioned this phase from human to a conditioned sadhaka, to a devotee, to a sadhaka. Now is to take on it to the next level, uh, full all the way through. So, with this mood, prayers, blessings, seeking blessings and understanding, we continue our study of Bhagavad Gita. And this is the real prayer that we ever remain a student. हाँ, we always remain a student. We always remain. भगवान कहते हैं ना पार्य हम निर्वध्य संयुजाम. That Krishna tells in 10th canto that he's a debtor. And but actually we should always the we can never repay the debt of say our parents. Yeah, we cannot repay of our teachers, society, and many in our life. Scriptures we cannot repay, sages we cannot repay, huh? And we cannot ever repay the debts of spiritual master and the death of Krishna, say. And it's not like Krishna is having an account of wanting a settlement or a repayment, and neither the spiritual master, but it is having this mood. uh, like one very prominent incident we all know, but I'm just sharing what, and we should be sharing, and we can share this day in day out. Yeah, we should be. So Prabhupada was in America, right? Very initial days of the movement, and he was opening centers and educating, training devotees from all over, and ensuring that things are going in a proper Krishna conscious way. Now, some of the Prabhupada's then disciples, they were like, "Oh, Prabhupada, you are getting old now and too much of travel. You don't need to do all this. And why don't you appoint us as your successor? We can be one of your successor. You take a step back. You relax, Prabhupada. You have done enough, and you relax. It's not good for your health. We can give us the chain of command now. We can deal things. You take rest." And something more on those lines. And Prabhupada, in his humility, he cried. He cried. And what did Prabhupada say? That my Guru Maharaj saved me. Hmm? My Guru Maharaj saved me. See, this is the culture, this is the etiquette. Prabhupada never he could have directly chastised them, he could have directly told something to them, na? To his disciples. And they were still very new, fresh in Krishna consciousness, in Vedic culture and etiquette. But he didn't tell them, like, he didn't use any foul words or language. Nothing, no. Rather, he's genuinely always carrying the mercy of his Guru Maharaj. Prabhupada, if you see, whenever he was praised, his response was these two only. What? All credit to my Guru Maharaj. I did nothing. My Guru Maharaj is doing everything. He's just using me as an instrument. And another, what he would say, all credit to these young boys and girls, American, European boys and girls, who have been sent by my Guru Maharaj, who have been sent by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I did nothing. Na? So this is the mood we want to imbibe. This is the mood. Mood is very important. भजन में रंग नहीं लाएगा आएगा बिना mood के. So in order to get that proper joy, relish in Krishna consciousness, to experience that mysticism, to experience that non-sectarianism, to experience that universal, to experience that freeness in the practice of Krishna consciousness, mood has to be proper. Hmm? So this mood, Prabhupada never like, yes, I did it. No, his his claim, है ना? His claim was always that my Guru Maharaj did this, all by the mercy, blessing of my Guru Maharaj. So likewise, we pray that we ever remain a student of Bhagavad Gita. We ever remain a student of Krishna consciousness. We ever remain a student of Prabhupada, of Acharyas, of spiritual masters, of Vaishnavas. We never transgress this authority, or never ever allow ourselves to consider that I'm any iota advanced now. The moment I think that I'm an iota advanced devotee now, I'll be pushing myself behind very much. I would be distancing myself from Krishna. So with this mood, attitude, prayer, we continue our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. And this is Vedic culture. Na? Before this war also started, Yudhishthir Maharaj in the very battlefield, he came down of his chariot, got down from his chariot, and he went to Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya. He touched their feet and sought their blessings. And Srimad Bhagavatam also we see Sukdev Goswami and Acharyas. So the Vedic culture, Vedic life, everything is like seeking blessing, invoking blessings, auspiciousness. Bhumi Pujan is done throughout, na so many samskaras to seek to invoke blessings. So likewise, going into study of Bhagavad Gita, it should not be like, okay, 15 chapters, Shloka 6, this is the translation, this is the text, this is the purport, this is what Krishna is saying, any question answer? No, no, we don't want like that. We relish the process, we relish, just be relaxed and we relish this journey altogether. This journey from human life to a sadhaka, and from a sadhaka to becoming a pure devotee. And we can never certify that I've become a pure devotee. It's not like, okay, now I'm not a sadhak, I'm a pure devotee. No. But we are wanting that mood. And at the same time, not getting caught up in analyzing, oh, have I become a pure devotee or how much of a pure devotee have I become? Okay, so Bhagavad Gita doesn't need any external checking. Hmm. It is a proof in itself, and we could be blessed if we take shelter of Bhagavad Gita, ever remain a student, and continue glorifying Vaishnavas, continue glorifying the message. न तद्भास्यते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. Renasri translation, just translation.
Uh, uh, that supreme abode of mind is not illuminated by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world.
Yeah, thank you, Renas. So this is the message Krishna is giving us. See, complete solution, na? Like it's not diagnosing the problem, stating the root cause of the problem, and then giving a proper solution as well. Never living in limbo. So how Krishna is nurturing Arjuna? How beautifully Krishna is nurturing Arjuna? How beautifully Krishna is seeing him grow? है ना? How gently in every aspect, looking after every aspect. So from second chapter on, Krishna says, "Na like you're not this body, spirit, soul," and further on, and now even more further. Some of this he revealed in second chapter also, text 71, 72. But that revelation was more like of a Brahman effulgence or Nishkam, if you Nishkam bhav say if you serve with unconditional way, if you serve, do selfless service, so you will attain Brahmatva. You will attain spiritual unity. But in here it is a bit more. Tad Dhama Paramam Mama. This is what Krishna is offering. His personal home, his abode. And believe it or not, God has a home as well. Why not? I mean, we have got homes and house. Doesn't God have a home? Because God has a home, that is why we have home. Hmm. Tad Dhama Paramam Mama. So Krishna, his name, his form, his abode, his paraphernalia, and his devotees, they are all transcendental. Naam, Roop, Kun, Leela, pastimes, hmm? Abharan, Parikar, Dham, non-different from Krishna. Krishna and Krishna's abode is non-different. And this is this abode Krishna is referring, Vaikunta planet. Non-different from Krishna. And this is what Krishna is giving us. Complete solution, is it not? Telling us what the problem is. Misidentification crisis is the problem. Identifying strongly identifying with matter, uh, living in matter consciousness, exploiting consciousness after short term gains or happiness. And further, I, me, and mine is the problem. Uh, and we are wanting to seek joy, no harm, we should be seeking joy, but we are seeking joy in the wrong place. We are looking for, say, mango. Of course, one should look for, say, mango for that instance, but the manner in which we are trying and all is not so good. So Krishna is giving us solution as well. What solution? He says, Mahatma, na? What? Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashrita. In Bhagavad Gita 9:13, right? Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashrita. Bhajante ananya manso gyatva bhutadim avyayam. Those who have taken shelter of the internal potency of Krishna, they are called actually Mahatma. Other places also, 245 Krishna says Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. निर्द्वंद नित्य सत्वस्थो निर्योग क्षेमात्मवान है ना. So निर्द्वंद नित्य सत्वस्थ. So take continuous association of elevated devotees. That is the process. Furthermore, elsewhere, many places he's giving his bhav and all. And Bhagavatam message is same in the same light. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavatam, Prasangam Ajaram Pasam. This we see in 325:20. Kapila Dev, Lord Kapila Dev saying to Mother Devahuti, Prasangam Ajaram Pasam, Atmana Kavayo Vidu. स एव साधु सुकृतो स एव साधु सुकृतो मोक्ष द्वारम अपavritam. So prasangam ajaram pasam. Prasangam is attachment, ajaram very strong, pasam again, this word pass, entanglement again, not. So prasangam ajaram pasam, very strong attachment. uh, we carry very strong attachment. Prasangam ajaram pasam atmana kavayo vidu. Atmana is in like saintly people, transcendentalists, learned, wise people. They say kavayo vidu. They have brought about. They say what? Now this emotion of posing our attachment, if it is diverted towards devotees, huh? Sa eva sadhu sukrito. Uh, Attachment is there, diverted towards devotees. Sadhusu. Sa eva sadhusu krito moksha dwaram apavritam. Hmm? Then the doors of liberation become open altogether. And association with devotees, then the entrance of Golok Vrindavan becomes open. Tad dhama paramam mama. So in Krishna consciousness, the means and the end, there is no separation. As in, the means, japa is the means and japa is the end as well. Devotee association is the means, devotee association is the end as well. Mm. It's not like, okay, now I'm taking devotee association, and then once someone becomes a pure devotee, say, no more devotee association required. No. And also, it's not like one becomes a pure devotee. We are pure devotees, it's just we have not unearthed it. It has not come to the surface. Chaitanya Charitamrita, what do we understand? Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabhi Noy Shravan Adi Shuddha Chitta Kare Uday. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema, this eternal Krishna Prem is there amongst everyone, especially one who is blessed to be in this human form of life. So we are carrying that highest wealth in our hearts. है. And see this value of this human form of life. Currently, we are not sold out to, say, Varahadev, Vamandev, Narsingha Bhagwan, Ramchandraji, or Lord Krishna. We are, we can be molded. We are not fully molded yet, so we can find our absorption, Pradyumna, Anirudh, Sankarshan, Vasudev, where we find our observation and go there. Now, Lord Hanuman, है ना? Hanumanji, he's a pakka devotee, staunch devotee of Lord Ram. His faith cannot be shaken now because he is transformed fully. Uh, Satyabhama, Rukmini Devi, they are all transformed fully. We are not. So we, Mahaprabhu's teachings, na, we can become pure Anuragi of Mahaprabhu. Uh, and we become pure Anuragi of Mahaprabhu, meaning um, Shri Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? None other than Radha and Krishna combined. Radha and Krishna combined. Gaur Purnima is coming now, so we meditate on Mahaprabhu. Well, throughout the year, throughout the moment, we should be meditating on Mahaprabhu. You know, Acharyas say that remembering Mahaprabhu, tough and tough things become very easy. And forgetting Mahaprabhu, easy and easy things become very, very tough. So in this human form of life, we can cry out to Mahaprabhu, who is Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. So this becoming attached to devotees, then what we'll find when we become attached to devotees, Krishna will become attached to us. This is the message. Itham satam brahma sukhanubhutya dasyam gatanam paradevatena मायाश्रितानां नरदारकेन साकं विजरूकृतपुण्यपुञ्ज. Now we pray someday Krishna uses us, blesses us to study Srimad Bhagavatam in association of like-minded devotees. We come one day in studying Srimad Bhagavatam, so and we study this sloka in 10th canto, 12th chapter, text 12-13. So this is just before Brahma Vimohan Leela, killing of Agasura. So Sukdev Goswami is genuinely perplexed. He's saying that how come uh, a transcendentalist uh, he's meditating on Krishna, on the impersonal form of Krishna, say, uh, and some humans they are like under the shelter of Maya and demigod worship and all. So everyone is kind of to their capacity in a way trying to attract the attention of Krishna. And here Krishna is become attracted to whom? Towards these Brajvasis, towards these Gopals. Krishna is attracted to them. Krishna is attached to them. Everyone is trying to make Krishna the object of his or her attention, right? We also, sadhaka, practicing Krishna consciousness, we want that Krishna becomes the center of my life. Uh, this should be the prayer of a conditioned soul. That Krishna, this free will is my problem. You have given us free will, and now please kindly take away this free will. This free will is giving me a problem. Hmm. Kindly you become the center of my attention. I know you are residing in my heart. You have an eternal bond with me. Now, Krishna, you fully exercise that bond, Baba. Otherwise, though, listening to my mind, I'm going haywire altogether. So, everyone is wanting directly, indirectly, that Krishna become the center of my life. And here, Krishna has become for Krishna, who is the center of Krishna, say, his life? The Brajavasis. Wow. Sakam Vijaru Krita Punya Punja. So Sukdev Goswami is telling, I will share this shloka. Sukdev Goswami is asking Parikshit Maharaj, telling him that, look, Parikshit, what is the fortune of these boys? Huh? What is their, what karma have they done like that? Krishna has become uh, they have become the object of Krishna's attention. We want Krishna to be the object now of our attention, but here, uh, them boys, Krishna is attracted to them so much. So, how this comes about? By attachment, complete attachment towards Krishna. Uh, so, okay, let's read this very nice sloka. It's a bit difficult to not read them translations. Okay, Rajshri, if you can read just translation and yeah, read just translation.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
All
Krishna.
the boys would be differently engaged. Some boys blew their flutes and others blew bugles made of horn. Some imitated the buzzing of the bumblebees and others imitated the voice of the cuckoo. Some boys imitated flying birds by running after the birds' shadows on the ground. Some imitated the beautiful movements and attractive postures of the swans. Some sat down with the ducks sitting silently, and others imitated the dancing of the peacocks. Some boys attracted young monkeys in the trees. Some jumped into the trees imitating the monkeys, and some made faces as the monkeys were accustomed to do. And others jumped from one branch to another. Some boys went to the waterfalls and crossed over the river, jumping with the frogs, and when they saw their own reflections on the water, they would laugh. They would also condemn the sounds of their own echoes. In this way, all the cowherd boys used to play with Krishna, who is the source of the Brahman effulgence for jnanis, desiring to merge into that effulgence, who is the supreme personality of Godhead for devotees who have accepted eternal servitorship, and who for ordinary persons is but another ordinary child. The cowherd boys, having accumulated the results of pious activities for many lives, were able to associate in this way with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How can one explain their great fortune? Hare Krishna.
So, Sukdev Goswami is saying, Sakam Vijaru Krita Punya Punja. है ना? Sakam Vijaru Krita Punya Punja. So, we see now, how can one explain Krita Punya Punja? This Punji, Rashi, wealth of good deeds of previous lives of these boys. That look in this way, na? In this way, all the cowherd boys used to play with Krishna. Krishna, come, let's go, morning time picnic. No, Krishna, you wait here. I'm running. All these things, na? Krishna was under their domination. Krishna was dominated by them. Now, who Krishna? Who is the source of Brahman effulgence for Gyanis? है ना? They are Gyanis who meditate on Brahman effulgence and trying to become merged into that effulgence altogether. Then who Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead for devotees who have accepted eternal servitorship. Hmm? And then for whom? Who is ordinary, but ordinary for ordinary persons who is ordinary child. So Dasyam Gatanam Paradevatena. Dasyam, servitorship, who have taken eternal servitorship of Krishna. Huh? And those Satam, those transcendentalists who are into Brahma Sayujya. Then Maya Shritanam Naradarkena. Those who take Krishna to be an ordinary boy, who is under Maya, say like that. But here Krishna is influenced by the Brajvasis. Who can explain, how can one explain their great fortune? So it's like there is no cause, there is no explanation. And further on, Krishna, Sukdev Goswami says, Yadapad Pamsur Bahujanma Krichito धृतात्मभिर्योगिभिरपि अलभ्य स एव यदृग् विषय स्वयं स्थित किं वर्ण्यते दिष्टमतो व्रजोकसाम. So here Sukdev Goswami is saying, Kim Varnate, how can one describe Dishtam Ato Vrajokasam? How can one describe the fortune of Brajvasis? Uh, how can one possibly Yad Pad Pamsur Bahu Janma Krichito? The yogis after so many. Okay, Harsha ji, read translation.
Yogis may undergo severe austerities and penances for many births by practicing yama, niyama, asana, and pranayama, none of which are easily performed. Yet, in due course of time, when these yogis attain the perfection of controlling the mind, they will still be unable to taste even a particle of dust from the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What then can we describe about the great fortune of the inhabitants of Rajbhumi, Vrindavan, with whom the personality, Supreme Personality of Godhead, personally lived and who saw the Lord face to face?
Hmm. How can one describe, na? So let's see purport, short purport, na? Prabhupada gave this purpose from chapter 13, I think, or 14. Prabhupada's disciples wrote. We can simply imagine the great fortune of the inhabitants of Vrindavan. It is impossible to describe how, after many, many births of pious activities, have they become so fortunate. This is to say, something has to be pointed, na? So, okay, good fortune. Uh, Something has to be said, na? So, okay, maybe good fortune. What good fortune? But it's like we cannot point anything. What is the thing? Is this attachment? The Brajvasis understood nothing other than Krishna. They had complete attachment upon Krishna. Mm. And it is because of that attachment Krishna was won over. We may not have much time to go through this purport, but see. Mm. So it is because of this attachment. So Krishna will reveal to us when we reveal ourselves to a devotee. That is the message overall. So न तद भास्यते सूर्यो न शशांक न पावक यद गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद धाम परमम मम. चलो एक और interesting shall we see one interesting thing. So see here 15.6 what Krishna is saying tad dhama paramam yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama है ना. So okay, I will pull this up. Harsha, you read. Uh, yeah, you read this 9.3. Just translation.
Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world.
Ashraddhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa. Another name of Arjuna is Parantapa. Na? Dharmasyasya Parantapa. Aprapya mam nivartante. Mrityu samsara vartmani. So see, aprapya mam nivartante. Na? Without obtaining me. Mrityu samsara vartmani. Repeated birth and death. Why ashraddhana purusha? Those who are not developed that faith. And if proper faith, then what? Here Krishna is saying aprapya mam nivartante, and here yad gatva na nivartante. Na nivartante. There nivartante. Come back. And here no come back. Yad gatva na nivartante. Tad dhama paramamam. Krishna is such personality, na? He knows how to take someone in, but he doesn't know how to leave someone. हाँ? I say this in Hindi. भगवान को पकड़ना आता है, छोड़ना नहीं आता. भगवान केवल पकड़ना ही जानते हैं, छोड़ना जानते ही नहीं. कृष्ण कृष्ण is the most simple, most sweet personality, the complete non-political, the complete non-duplicit personality. Very subtle, very soft, very kind-hearted. Proper say, in a way, naive also. means complete innocent, sweet. So Krishna knows only how to catch someone, hold someone. He doesn't know how to leave someone. No. Like again in Brahma Vimohan Leela, na, when the boys were in a picnic with Krishna. So Brahmaji came, Lord Brahma, and got a bit bewildered and he kind of stole the boys and the calves and everything, all the paraphernalia. But Krishna, he adopted that same and everything. He became Vishnu Murti. Na? He expanded all those boys, cows, calves, their dress, everything into Vishnu Murti, expanded. And a year later, when the boys were released from Lord Brahma, what does Lord Brahma see? Everyone is like Krishna is still holding them the same. Everything is exactly the same. So Krishna, once he captures someone, he doesn't know how to leave someone. No, that is the Dhama Paramam Mama. Here, this is a relative world. This is a relative world of reality, of duality, is it not? Everything is in relation to richness, in relation to beauty, in relation to education, in relation to health, in relation to everything is relative in this world. Okay, take this as a question perhaps. Tell us one thing, what do you think is of the absolute in this world? No relativeness. No? Relative we understand, right? Like we have a electrical engineer also, Renas in amongst us. We are very blessed to have this young boy, Renas. Renas, what does relative mean?
It's, well, as you said, it's something something relates. It's hard to explain. When I guess when something exists relative to something else, I guess something like that.
Yeah, on those lines,
Uh,
right?
or is it like there's like maybe there's a purpose or meaning of something related related to something else. It's like
Yeah,
it
on
doesn't
those lines.
exist by itself. Yeah, is
Like
that
we say, na, how much did one score in an exam? 80%. So 80 out of 100, na? Out of 100, how much? 80. Out of 100, how much? 100 only. No one scores more than 100. Huh? So in relation to everything, in relation to material world means duality, world of duality, relative truth. But here it is the absolute truth Krishna is speaking. Absolute wisdom, everything absolute realm. So absolute dham, which is all joy. This world is a world of joy and sorrow, hmm? Good and bad. Absolute world, bad is also good. Hmm? So amongst us, because we are living entities, we also carry one absolute thing. What? Absolute desire to be ever happy. All of us. We desire to be momentarily and throughout always happy, peaceful, safe, secured, huh? In bliss. So we are all desiring Golok Vrindavan only, Vaikuntha Dham. But just the way we are playing this game, na, like day before yesterday when we were studying the game of football, na, the way we are playing, sometimes get up caught by lust, greed, anger, envy, sometimes by kindness, compassion, austerity, morality, all these things. So we are not playing the game of life properly. And by studying Bhagavad Gita and following in the footsteps of a devotee, we can understand what does life, the very thing life in itself means what? Eternity, continuity. It's a another thing that academic or material science teaches us that definition of life is cell and so much so until all those tissues and everything is assembled, until then there is no life. You know? So kill the child in the womb, 3 month old, 5 month old, 7 month old. Why? Because he's not a child yet. He's just bone bag tissues and all. Hmm? And once out of the womb, then yes, oh, good child. Huh? But no, that is not Vedic definition of life. Life means continuity. Since eternity, we are hankering for Krishna only. We are hankering for associating with Krishna. We are hankering for that relationship. We are hankering for Golok Vrindavan, for Paramam Dham. Now it is building up at that faith. uh, Ashraddhadhana Purusha, hmm, Dharmasyasya Parantapa. We can read it other side also, right? Shraddhadhana Purusha. It is a faithless who will be uh, going up and down. But if we have proper faith, then no more up and down, no more repeated birth. No. And it's some of it, yeah, there is personal motivation, so be it. Why, yes, there is personal motivation. What is the personal motivation? Should be to bring joy to Krishna. Krishna, if you kindly mm, have us in that spiritual body for continuous eternity, we serve you. We want to bring you joy. So kindly take us in. We want to bring joy to you, to your devotees in the eternal realm. So this is even better prayer. Krishna, I want to bring joy to your, I want to serve your devotees eternally in the eternal realm. Kindly facilitate that for me. If I pray like this to Krishna, Krishna will send his representative. Then sadhana will never become like a mundane, like a process. Sadhana should never appear like a burden. Sadhana is relishable. Everything in Krishna consciousness should be relishable. Chopping potatoes, cleaning pots, hmm, living in temple, everything can become then relishable. Once I start seeing myself as an associate of Krishna, hmm, wanting to become an associate of Krishna, uh, once I once I desire, uh, people say na bhai ऊंचा सोचो, think big, desire big, aim big. So aim for Golok Vrindavan na tad dhama paramam mama. Na tad bhasyate surya. So it is self-effulgent. This world needs creating. Soul doesn't need any creating. Super soul doesn't need any creating. Krishna's abode doesn't need any creating. But this world does. So this world is Dukkhalayam Asashvatam. That world is Sukhalayam Sashvatam. Hmm? And in between the two worlds is like a no man's land. See, in between India Pakistan border as well, right? There is a no man's zone. Israel Palestine, I believe there would be a no man's zone. Hmm? So, as they say, what? Good fencing, good neighbor fencing, something like that, right? And there is a territory which does not belong to either of the country. Uh, so we maintain good neighbor fencing and that respect, that boundary. So this world is the material world. Then there is the spiritual world. In between the material and spiritual world is the, say, the Viraj river, uh, the Brahman effulgence. That is in between the two, uh, which is not material, but it is not fully spiritual as well. Mm. It is more like a resting place. They say, na, rest in peace. So someone just rests there in peace. After someone who has served selflessly in this material world, and has no more material attachments, but he has not managed to develop full Krishna conscious attachment as well. He doesn't want material repeated birth and death, but at the same time, he doesn't want to serve Krishna in any capacity. He doesn't want to have any loving relationship with Krishna in any capacity. So, what to do for them? For them is the in between place, no man's zone. Brahman effulgence. That is Brahman effulgence. That is Brahma Jyoti. So in that effulgence, which is Krishna's Abha, Krishna's ray, Krishna's light only, emanating from Krishna's body. hmm, In there, find one peace, rest, settle down. Anesthesia. Anesthesia, when someone is given a local general anesthesia for whatever duration, small or long duration, the person doesn't experience anything, becomes numb, right? No pain, no pain, nothing to do with this world, nothing to do, no obligations, no accountability, no responsibility, no engagement, no reciprocation, just numb, just be shanti, shanti. I disturb no one, no one disturbs me. That is Brahman effulgence. Because he doesn't want to settle anything in this world, he has no attachment, but he has no love for Krishna also. Okay, that is what Krishna does when he kills some demons and gives them this Sayujya Mukti. Hmm? So, okay, go in Brahman effulgence. Brahma Loka or the topmost planetary system, material planet, or even up to Brahman effulgence. And the same is the highest destination for any yogi or jnani, those who have not yet found their shelter in the lotus feet of Krishna. In another time, you may check Bhagavatam 10 to 32. Lord Brahma is saying this in the prayers by demigods upon the before the appearance of Lord Shri Krishna. That those who do not find shelter at your lotus feet, they consider themselves to be liberated. Brahmaji says this. They think that they are liberated. They consider themselves to be liberated. Hmm? Yeah, they are liberated, but in the scheme of eternity for a very short period of time. From our human calculation, very long time. Papre liberated for one kalpa, one ayu of Lord Brahma, 100 years of Lord Brahma, that sort of say. 300 trillion, 40 billion years, what not. So from human calculation, very long. But from the calculation of eternity, it is of lightning in the flash. Uh, Flash in the lightning, lightning in the flash, whatever. It is a very momentary moment. Mm. And in that moment, there are no souls living entities, they are spiritual practitioners who believe in impersonalism, who do not believe in the existence of a personal God, but who believe in some higher power, nature, universe. Hmm, okay. And now they are so much into valuing truthfulness in their life. Being dharmic means being truthful. Ah, they will never lie. They want to be very truthful, no bodily attachments, hmm, very minimum eating, minimum sleeping, minimum dress, everything so much so minimum. Complete annihilation they want to do, complete ego annihilation, ego dissolution, not dissolution in a way, but annihilation altogether. Complete merging in the void, nothingness, nothingness. Some people say, what? Oh, if someone tells you that you are nothing, someone can help you understand you are nothing, then take it as everything. People speak like this. Uh, The day you realize you are nothing, no thing, there is no such thing that exists, and you are also no thing, that day you will realize everything. You have become Brahma, Nirvan, uh, attained Samadhi and liberation. Are no thing or nothing meaning what? No material identity. Uh, but it does not mean that no spiritual identity. We are spirit souls. Soul mean identity. We have a spiritual body, a spiritual identity, and that loving relationship with Krishna. So that is Krishna saying, the Dhamma Paramam Mama. This is the Param. है ना? Higher than this material world and higher than Brahman effulgence. Beyond Brahman effulgence is the beginning of unlimited Vaikuntha planets. Now, in that unlimited Vaikuntha planet, since eternity, there's pastimes happening. And Krishna in different forms. Ramadimurtishu kala niyamena tishtan. Nana avatara karod bhuvaneshu kintu. Krishna swayam bhagavan. Swayamepiti kadyat govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. So, unlimited incarnations of Krishna, they have got their unlimited eternal residences in the unlimited Vaikuntha planets. Now, wherever unlimited, eternal, infinite comes, how can a conditioned soul possibly understand? How can a conditioned soul possibly decipher, assimilate? No, it is beyond our capacity. So, mercy, only by mercy, this can be experienced, and that faith, it is a question of faith. Attaining Krishna consciousness, perfection, yes, it is a question of faith. Building up that faith, but this is applied faith, practiced faith. Nothing to lose. Prabhupada was once asked, right? Swamiji, you say life after death, Golok Vrindavan, all these things. What if it after death one discovers there's nothing? Then Prabhupada said, okay, fine, even for the sake of argument, let's say there's nothing. What have we to lose? Nothing. We are still chanting, dancing, feasting. We are still having a great time. And what if reincarnation turns out to be true? What if Vaikuntha Dham turns out to be true? What if Krishna turns out to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Then it is a jackpot for us, is it not? And it will be a proper thumbs down for you or for someone. I'm not sure Prabhupada, of course, he doesn't speak like that, but it is a jackpot for devotees. And it is a question of faith, applied faith, practice faith, and scriptures are there. Mundane people have got their mundane logic, mundane scriptures. Everyone follows na some scriptures, Baba. Where is it written? People say na in constitution mein likha hai. Where is it written? Is it written in constitution? Any small job study you do, you report so many things na. You note it down, you account for it, you write, you track record, keep history. So where is the information? Bhagavad Gita 15.16. Tad dhama paramam mama. Which is non-different from Krishna. And we should be captivated by this information altogether. So this world is world of relativity, but that world is world of absoluteness. Meaning it is not like there is not summer or winter or day and night, but there is no separation of interest. Everything day is also to cater to the joy of Krishna fully. Night is also to cater to the joy of Krishna and his devotees fully. It is the spiritual world is the land of love, pure love, loving exchanges, loving reciprocation. Uh, Parasya Saktir Vividhe Shruyate. Uh, like we know, na Antaranga Shakti. Antaranga Shakti means what? That potency of Krishna which is very close to his heart, very internal. Again, meaning very close to his heart, which is in his heart altogether. That is Antaranga, someone confidential. Antaranga Shakti. Hmm? Then what? Swarup Shakti. So that potency which brings about the Swarup identity, reveals the identity. Parashakti, meaning what? Something above the mundane world, with outside of the modes of material nature altogether. Parashakti. And these internal potency of Krishna, it can be classified in three: Sandhini, Samvid, and Hladini Shakti. Sandhini potency is what? That potency whereby Krishna experiences or in a way realizes eternity. And that potency whereby a sadhaka experiences or realizes eternity is Sandhini Shakti. That potency whereby Krishna realizes or experiences consciousness, or what is that word? Cognizant, all knowledge, and whereby a sadhaka, a blessed soul, experiences all knowledge, is the medium of Chitta Shakti, Samvit, Sat Chit Ananda, right? So Sat Sandhini Shakti, Chit Samvit Shakti, now Hladini Shakti, Krishna's internal potency, that potency by which Krishna relishes bliss. Krishna understands bliss, experiences bliss, realizes bliss, and being blessed by that potency, a sadhaka, a living entity, experiences, realizes bliss. That is Ananda. Satchit Ananda. And when these three combine together, they come together, they are together, है ना? And they form together. So they form a vigraha, a form, a shape, a form, spiritual form. That is Murti, that is deity. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. And when we come across practicing Krishna consciousness, this is the same potency we have got dormant within ourselves, covered up within ourselves. And through proper chanting, through proper good japa, with this mood, through good japa, good association, good prayers, we may not be knowing ins and out. We do not know. But if we have some faith, things will be revealed. Huh? It is a revelation in the heart, Krishna consciousness altogether. So this is not like some phantasmagoria or some imagination or some flower in the growing flower in the sky. Na tad bhasyate suryo. This is the thing that it is not by external help. It is not run by some Scottish power or Scottish water, है or BSNL or NDPL. No, completely independent. Krishna is completely independent. His dham is completely independent. हाँ, completely absolute means all joy, all one-sided. That is that Sandhini, Samvit and Ladini Shakti. And Krishna, this is all arrangement of Yog Maya. Krishna is lost, na? Krishna, see, in sadhaka stage, we are like wanting to remember God and see as God. And Krishna in his Golok Vrindavan, by Yog Maya, his forgetfulness of his God identity. So coming into Krishna consciousness, our concept of God has to be clear. So intelligence is required. And then intelligence has to be given up, hmm, for further advancement in Krishna consciousness. The concept of God has to be given up. So yesterday actually we said, right, Brahma Samhita. Let us read that also. Brahma Samhita. I will share the screen. Brahma Samhita and maybe I can ask Ishana to read translation just of Brahma Samhita shloka and share screen also. Shriya Kanta Kanta. See, such beautiful. This is Lord Brahma's realization, his Udgar, from deep meditation. What is Lord Brahma saying? Shriya Kanta Kanta Param Purusha Kalpataravo Dhruma Bhumischinta Maniganamaitoyam Amritam Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanamapi Vamsi Priyasakhi Chidanandam Jyoti Paramapi Tadaswadyam Apicha Sayatra Shiradibhi Shravati Surabhiyascha Sumahan निमेषार्धाख्यो वा व्रजति नहि यत्रापि समये भजे श्वेताद्वीपं तमहमिति इह गोलोकम् इति यम् विदन्तस्ते सन्त शितिविरलचारा कटिपये. This is Lord Brahma saying, I mean, I don't know. See, a sadhaka should always feel he's short of time, always short of time. See, such slokas, the word meaning Shriya Kanta Kanta. We understand Shriya means what? Goddess Lakshmi, goddess of fortune. Huh? In this context, actually, Shriya, goddess Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, who is what? An expansion of Srimati Radharani. Shriya Kanta Kanta. Kanta, we understand loving consort. Parama Purusha Kalpataravo, desired trees. Dhruma Bhuma. So I will let Ishana Prabhu, he has kindly come to read this translation, so I will request him to read the translation.
I worship that transcendental seat known as Svetadweep, where, as loving consorts, the Lakshmis in their unalloyed spiritual essence practice the amorous service of the Supreme Lord Krishna as their only lover, where every tree is a transcendental purpose, where the soil is the purpose gem, all water is nectar, every word is a song, every gait is a dance, the flute is the favorite attendant, effulgence is full of transcendental bliss, and the supreme spiritual entities are all enjoyable and tasty, where numberless milk cows always emit transcendental oceans of milk, where there is eternal assistance of transcendental time, who is ever present and without past or future, and hence is not subject to the quality of passing away even for the space of half a moment. That realm is known as Goloka, owned to a very few self-realized souls in this world.
Yeah. Thank you, Ishana. Yeah, beautiful. See, this is Lord Brahma's again in his meditation, his experience, his realization, and what Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma is quoting this. Lord Shiva, we see what he quotes and says. You know? So, and Krishna saying, "Na tad bhasyate suryo na sashanko na pavaka yad gatva na nivartan." See, I'm a bit stuck in this loop. Bhagavad Gita 15.5, 15.6. I'm stuck a bit in this loop, and I don't know. I'm struggling to go a bit ahead, and but yeah, we'll see. And respecting time and things. So again, pulling up in the screen this translation now. See within our heart as well, and look the life of a baby, a young boy child. Na? See the his or her life. Now, child could be living in currently war situation, Ukraine, Russia, but still child is always happy. In a busy train station, wherever child is happy. So see this. I worship the transcendental seat known as Svetadweep, hmm, where as loving consorts, the Lakshmis in their unalloyed spiritual essence practice the amorous service of the Supreme Lord Krishna as their only lover, where every tree is a transcendental purpose tree. Every tree is a transcendental purpose tree. Unlike trees in this world, no comparison by any means. This is what Krishna is offering. Where the soil is the purpose gem, all water is nectar, unlike this material world. Ah, so, spiritual life or Krishna consciousness or Adhyatmic Jagat spiritual world, there is no road accident, there is no accidents in spiritual world. No. Ah, there's no fault in speech in Golok Vrindavan, in Vaikuntha Dham, in absolute plane. There's no mistakes, there's no faults. Even if apparently it may appear to be mistake, apparently it may appear to be fault, but it is all to cater to the joy of the divine couple and the pure associates. Is it not? When we also as children, na, brothers, sisters, when we play as children, do we not apparently we seem to be faulty, but it is to enhance the joy in that playing. So that is Golok Vrindavan. That is the Vaikuntha planet. That different Vaikuntha planets, different mood. And we have a choice. What mood do we want to build? Calling out to Mahaprabhu, giving us the highest mood. What? Radha Dasyam. We aim for that. All water is nectar. Every word is a song. Every gate is a dance. Look, everyone. Bhagavad Gita, all shlokas we are singing so relishingly. Is it not? Bhagavatam. Now, Bhagavad Gita spoken in a battlefield, in such a crisis situation, spoken in a battlefield. Huh? But every shloka is sung so sweetly. So, that is pure Krishna consciousness. Every word is a song. Every step is a dance. Go on Harinam. I Everyone should go on Harinam once in their lifetime and many times in their lifetime. है ना? Why to deprive oneself from this opportunity? Be it Bangalore, be it Ghaziabad, be it Delhi, be it Latvia, Dundee, wherever. Contact devotees, go for Harinam. If not experience the joy in Harinam, wow, one is missing out big time. The joy in going out in Harinam with devotees and singing and dancing. Oh, every word is a song, every gate is a dance. The flute is the favorite attendant. Flute is not like it. There's nothing like it in the material world. No, it meaning object or this matter. Or this is a chair. It is this. No, flute is a personality. Effulgence is full of transcendental bliss, and the supreme spiritual entities are all enjoyable and tasty. When numberless milk cows always emit transcendental ocean of milk, hmm, where there is eternal existence of transcendental time, who is ever present and without past or future. Now, this through Krishna consciousness, pure Krishna consciousness, through good japa, at least through good japa, we try to come to a consciousness level where time stops. No? Good japa means what? Time stops. 2 hours dedicated japa, 3 hours dedicated japa, 4 hours, six, eight. Then we go into Kirtanya Sadahari. Hmm? Reading absorption, hearing absorption. Then we go into a Kirtanya Sadahari state where this dialogue is where Krishna made time stop. Krishna didn't make time being a servant of Krishna became stunned, became still. Why? Let me listen, let me hear to what Krishna has to speak to Arjuna. है ना? When in love, the servant or the lover does not need to express in words. Isharo mein just by indication understood. That is Yog Maya. Yog Maya is never written in official application or something. Na? No. She knows what Krishna wants, what the divine couple wants. And she's always behind the curtain arranging all the facilities. All the facilities. All the khilwars, all the khilwar in rasa. What to say khilwar in English? All the uh, banter in a way, all those arranging hmm, from background and facilitating to the joy of Krishna. So that is spiritual world full of variety, full of variegatedness. This is what Krishna is offering us. And where am I stuck? In job, office work, so much so everything around that. Again, not saying that we should not do job, we should not do office work, we should quit job and all. No, that's not the thing. But consciousness we need to transport. So where time still stops, we have to experience now in this human form of life experience this that time has stopped for me. You know, mundane also people say, no, oh, that party, that event, that picnic, that outing, those 3 days time flew like anything. So experience that thing in japa. Time flew like anything. In reading, time flew like anything. So who is ever present without past or future and hence is not subject to the quality of passing away even for the space of half a moment. That realm is known as Goloka, only to a few, very few self realized souls in this world, and we could be one of those very few. What is the definition of very few? Huh? What is the current human population is what? 8 point something billion. Huh? Just human population. How many are actively practicing Krishna consciousness? Very few. Very few. Is it not? Huh? Amongst also actively practicing Krishna consciousness with proper mood and all. Yeah. So this very few, it is meant, it is personally meant for me. Take this as a personal message. The select few, chosen few. Why not? If we do not involve ourselves personally in the motivation, the message of Krishna consciousness, we would struggle with motivation. We would struggle to keep a high level of motivation. We would struggle to sustain a good high level of motivation. Hmm. That is Goloka Dham. That is Krishna is offering us. Na tad bhasyate suryo na sasanka na pavaka. Full variegatedness. There's nothing lacking. Material world means what? Competition. What causes competition? Scarcity or the fear of scarcity. Hmm? The fear of losing, the fear of missing out. है ना? First, fear of not having what? Not having a car, not having a house, not having enough bank balance, not having a relationship, not having family. And then fear, not losing family, not losing car, not losing job, not losing house. So material world means competition. Fueled or the source of that competition is what? Scarcity. We believe that there is scarcity. We take in that there is scarcity. Nature, Krishna's protection, there is no scarcity. Huh? But and the fear, scarcity is one thing and the fear is another. Death is one thing and the fear of death is even heavier than death itself. Hmm? Failure is one thing, fear of failure even more heavier. Arjuna was not worried about failure in the sense he was more fearful of the failure thing. Huh? Fear of failure. Who is a failure? One who has stopped trying, one who has lost hope, one who is giving up, one who has lost belief, faith. Arjuna lost all of that. He was hopeless. He didn't want to try. He had given up. He he already perceived, है he already concluded, I am lost. So you cannot wake someone who is already in sleep. Arjuna was going there. Krishna woke him up. Huh? So this fear, death is one thing, but the fear of death is even more heavy. The fear of losing, the fear of material attachments. This is the blockage. But if I motivate to this message of Krishna, Krishna is giving us this direct call. Yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. But you look, this is how I've been so brainwashed through my academics and samskaras, conditioning. How much faith do I have in the existence of God? This is a question, personal question. One needs to check it out. How much faith do I have that I really believe there is a God? How much faith do I have that I believe I know in the existence of God? God is a person. He has a name, many names, unlimited names. He has a home. How much faith do I have in the existence of spiritual world? If I have that faith, then I better exercise that faith now. I put that faith into practice, and faith is put into practice in the association of devotees. So I associate with devotees, then help is round the corner. Krishna is giving us this best. Anyone in this world can offer us. Can anyone offer this to us? Tadhama paramam mama. Elsewhere, many places in Bhagavatam we see uh, Krishna's abode. What is Krishna offering? Brahma Samhita. If one needs to understand the concept of God, read Brahma Samhita. What Chaitanya Chaitamrit, what our acharyas are telling us of the absolute realm. Every nook and corner is a property of Krishna. I am also a property of Krishna. I can never claim I deserve to take the next breath. Can I claim? Can I claim and say that, oh, I should be seeing tomorrow's sun? I can never claim, I can never say. Huh? It is all a blessing of Krishna. It is all a blessing. Now, how do I respect that blessing? How do I respect this blessing of human form of life? By becoming a pure devotee of Krishna. That is what Krishna wants. To take into Krishna consciousness wholeheartedly. Krishna will make time stop for us. Everything will come about. Okay, any thoughts, questions, or comments, or anything to add?
Prabhuji, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Uh,
Actually, Arjuna is not feared, worried of failure. He is actually, he felt his own people he is going to kill.
mhm,
If everybody, if he does that, will he be happy? He will not be happy. Because of that, he was worried.
mhm.
Because of that, he doesn't want to fight. Is it not? Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Mm, yes, you are correct. See, Arjuna, he's playing the role of a conditioned soul. Mm. But look at the beauty. Arjuna quoted, I think, 5 reasons for not wanting to fight. Mm. Only 5 reasons. And very soon he surrendered to Krishna. He quoted 5 reasons from his part why does he not want to engage in this war. And then very soon also he surrendered to Krishna. And he said, Krishna, I'm surrendering unto you, but I still don't want to fight. As in, even after surrendering, he's putting some argument and point, or he's explaining his lack of composure. Hmm? Like he's still not in a position. Hmm? So one thing is when we take initiation, when we give some surrender, then do not panic, do not worry, do not think that okay, now that I'm initiated, then I have to be very proper right from the there. No, that is when the training begins. Hmm? And look for Arjuna, after quoting 5 reasons, he surrendered and he allowed himself to be listening to the message of Bhagavad Gita and following. Hmm? But for us, wow, so many reasons come in the way, na? So many excuses come in the way. And it is taking a lifetime for us since eternity to surrender fully, to take on to the message. So Arjuna was quoting reasons. One of the reasons he said, What's we will be overcome by sin. Huh? And this
Mm.
sin, we will be overcome, not just me. Krishna, you will also be covered by sin. So that is a conditioned mentality. When a Baddha Jeev, when conditioned, na, he says, okay, God, you are at fault. God, you will also have to pay for this. Huh? He struggles that God is beyond paap altogether.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What will happen? Economy will be crashed. Women will be polluted. Children, culture, everything, all those. Hmm? A Kshatriya speaking like this. So what? Fearful of the consequences.
Yes, sir.
Even if I win, fearful. What will fear? No, even if I win, how can I live without them? And what will it be like? Wow. What will be the repercussions? What will be the effect? And if I lose also, so if I win also, I'm a failure. If I lose also, I'm a failure. That was Arjuna's point.
Okay.
And he was overwhelmed, heavily overwhelmed by the consequences. So much looking into the future and looking into the past as well. In the past, what happened to me, my brothers, Draupadi, mother, my promise, what do I do? And seeing into the future, oh Krishna, no, that's not. Completely overwhelmed, taken over by fear heavily. So much so, if I win also, I'm a failure. If I lose also, I'm a failure. But see, hearing this dialogue from Krishna, Krishna says what? Nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Just become an instrument in the fight. I will give you all the glories. So just becoming an instrument, allowing himself. to come under the shelter, to allowing himself to participate in the desire of Krishna, to fulfill the desire of Krishna. Now, even if failure or victory, devotee is always successful. नेहाभिक्रमा नास्तोस्ति प्रत्यावायो न विद्यते स्व अल्पमपि अस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. Krishna is telling na Arjuna, swa alpam, just a little advancement in devotional service can free one from the most dangerous type of fear. Why Krishna is telling this? Because Arjuna was very fearful. He was overwhelmed. Look who? Someone who is very moral. Dharmik, na? Arjuna was dharmik. He was quoting in his reasons, this I've heard from scriptures, from acharyas, from saints, in my travel, in my pilgrimages. A, a question, na? Should a dharmic person, religious, moral, righteous person, should he be fearful? Well, if someone is practicing dharma, he should not be fearful. But
No.
Arjuna was fearful. Huh? And Krishna is saying, this is param dharam, which gives what? Abhay. Bhay is fear. Abhay, fearless. Shok. Shok is lamentation. Arjuna was lamenting. But coming under the dialogue of Krishna and understanding the desire of Krishna in this param dharma, in the practice of Krishna consciousness, Ashok. No more lamentation. Abhay, fearless. And what? Amrit. Arjuna had this fear of death also. Mrityuna. And Krishna gives what? Immortality. Arjuna is an eternal associate of Krishna. It was wise Krishna's divine will, his arrangement, his desire to put him under illusion so that he can represent us.
Yes.
And in his presentations, Arjuna was fearful of the consequences. So, before even fighting, he considered himself like a loser or a failure, seeing into the future. So, future will be bright when we have Krishna in front of us. Only then. And by saying bright, need not mean, oh, will I clear my exam or will I flunk in my exam? Will I get this job or not? Will I buy the house or not? No, that is not our understanding or equation of success. That is not our calculation of future being bright. Future being bright meaning tad dhama paramam mama. We have not yet attained it. We have not yet made it. We have not yet entered. Huh? So, how can there be a bright future here in this world of ignorance and darkness, of duality? Any Prabhupada said, no, this material world is not a fit place for any gentleman, any gentle person. We also know so many potholes. We also know it is not a safe place, it is not a gentle place. But we are so deep rootedly conditioned in faith. What is my faith? How much am I attached to devotees? Once I become attached to a devotee, then the kingdom of the doors of the kingdom of Godhead are open. So if we tag along with Krishna, then failure is also success, success is also success. But if we do not tag along with Krishna, then failure is also failure, success is also failure only.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Does that somewhat answer, Mataji?
Yes, sir. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you for staying along. So, Paramam, na, the word Paramam has to be captured. See, Tadhama Paramam Mama, altogether absolute. A child also, you see, na, a child, he doesn't walk, child dances, right? He doesn't speak, he sings. All those things. We also, in our heart of our hearts, we want the same only. So, if there is a desire, there has to be a place for the exercise satisfaction, for the happening of that desire, there has to be a place. And that place is Divya Dham, Divya Jagat, spiritual world. We don't want to be stuck in no man's zone. No. And this cannot be our motivation. What? I don't want repeated birth and death. This is a motivation, but more of a negative motivation, if I may say. Oh, I'm done with material world. No more repeated birth and death. This is not good enough motivation to attain Golok Vrindavan or to attain the spiritual world Vaikuntha Dham. For attaining Vaikuntha Dham, there has to be attachment. That is what those slokas which we read from Bhagavatam, Sukdev Goswami telling that the attachment of Krishna towards his devotees and the attachment of devotees towards Krishna, that has to be built if we really want to attain. Again, it is not a question like, okay, oh, freedom. Real freedom is what? Coming to one's constitutional position and serving the divine couple. That is real freedom. That is the real potential. That is the real worth, strength, everything. And anything less than that, that we are not fully justifying this human form of life. No. Okay. Any other thoughts or questions or comments or any clarifications?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
You spoke about this Samvit, Sandhini, and Hladini
Mm-hmm.
divisions of the internal potency. Prabhuji, can you tell slightly the difference between internal, external, and marginal potencies?
Mm. So internal, na antaranga shakti, internal, confidential, trustworthy. Mm, that is internal. External, formal, external, na, not so reliable, not so trustworthy. That is external. But for Krishna, it is not like external. For Krishna, energy is energy. For Krishna, na, when it is not like Devi esa gunamai na mam maya durataya. So Krishna says na this divine energy of mine. Hmm. So for Krishna, it's not wherever Krishna appears, it's so Bhaum Vrindavan is there, na. Bhaum Vrindavan is there. So Bahiranga Shakti is external potency of Krishna, like the separated energy of Krishna. Separated as in bhavna, that energy, taking shelter of that energy will not give us a Satchidananda. And then marginal. So in some simple sense, say, external energy is inert matter, but which doesn't function on its own. Uh, Also, like this external energy, uh, it has the capacity of what? Avaratmika Shakti, Prekshasmitika Shakti, to cover up one's consciousness. Avaranatmika Shakti, na? To cover up one's consciousness, hmm, and to distract or delude one, to divert one. And this cover up is very much required also, otherwise we cannot function actually. In this world, if we do not live in illusion, we cannot function. So it is very much required. So Krishna has multifarious energies. One is internal, external, and broadly those energies can be summarized in three: internal, external, and marginal. So internal is the inner circle, the trustworthy energy of Krishna, the proper love, care, nourishing energy of Krishna. Same. External is which helps us understand to love and serve Krishna, but helps us understand by giving us a slap in the wrist, holding our ear in that sense. And marginal potency are us. We are also, everyone is ashrit, everyone is sheltered. Even the internal potency is sheltered. Na? One of the principal siddhant is what? Ekalya Ishvara Krishna are sab bhritya. So everyone are sent servants, everyone is sheltered. Hmm? Internal, external, marginal. Hmm? So marginal, we are in betweeners. We are tatastha. We are sheltered. Means we are open to change. We are open for negotiation. We are open. We should. We are open for adjustment. So sometimes we go in external. Sometimes we go in internal. We are like the in betweener. But we are higher than external energy of Krishna. But because we do not exercise our wisdom or do not take devotee association, we get overpowered by the external energy. Hmm? And when we take devotee association, we come to understand our potential. And then we go further into the internal energy of Krishna. So Prabhupada writes in his teachings, na, just like in beach, so there is sand, hmm, and then there's this water part and the land part, and there is a space which is water and land both, water coming and then water going and land. So we are that marginal meaning in between, neither here nor there. So we are sometimes into water, sometimes on the land, as in sometimes in Krishna, sometimes in Maya. Now this is for a sadhaka to realize, see, how much in Krishna, how much in Maya say. Hmm? So that is marginal in betweener, meaning we have a choice, we have a um confirmed conscious choice, and we have an option, a flexibility that we can want, choose, allow ourselves to be continuously in proper Krishna consciousness. And external is external, inert matter. External energy is also like Srishti Leela. One of the Leela of Krishna is Srishti Leela. Hmm? External energies to facilitate this Srishti Leela of Krishna, that create this variegatedness in this material world, creating the material world, all this Mahatattva, the Vikar, the transformations on the material elements, sound, ether, fire, air, water, earth, and then the sense objects, all this. This is the external energy, the Bahiranga Shakti, to facilitate the Srishti Leela of again what? Radha and Krishna, wherein here there is Bhoma Vrindavan, which even though in the material realm, but it is completely spiritual, and where Krishna can relish Parakiya Bhav, uh, which we understand through Mahaprabhu's teachings, the highest Bhav, Parakiya Bhav, which is experienced here only in material world, in the realm of the external energy, Parakiya Bhav, which is not at all Parakiya. In Swarup, it is pure Swakiya. Who is Parakya means different from Krishna. No, who is different from Krishna? No one. Every living entity belongs to Krishna, and part and parcel of Krishna. So how come? But in Bhav, this is the Khilwad of Yog Maya. That in this material world, creating a Bhoma Vrindavan and letting the divine couple enjoy this Parakya Bhav. Apparently appears that they are separate, the gopis, Krishna, but in reality, no separate. No. And us, Tatastha Sakti, the marginal potency, when we hear of such pastimes of Krishna, we should cry out. We should hanker for participation. है ना? Ati Martyani Bhagavan, Guda Kapata Manasal. Many places Bhagavatam tells this. He's like in human like. Manushya Lingam. Places in Bhagavatam tells Krishna is like human like. Not human, but human like. So hearing these pastimes, Anugrahe Bhaktanam, Manusam Deham Astita. Bhajate Tadrishi Kida, Ya Shrutva Tatparo Bhavet. So when Krishna coming in this material world and blessing us, doing such wonderful pastimes, and we, the marginal potency, when we give oral reception to such pastimes, we will develop this desire to go towards Golok Vrindavan, towards the Vaikuntha Dham, to play a role in those pastimes. So one thing is what, when a sadhaka leaves this body, then He goes in the Bhauma Vrindavan, in a Gopi's house, takes birth there in whatever bhav, and then further gets his training, has his direct darshan of Krishna, and from there goes to another realm where Krishna is going for his pastimes, and from there makes his way to that absolute realm. Before attaining that absolute realm, even in this realm itself, we have to come to attaining absolute consciousness. Prahlad Maharaj was fixed in absolute consciousness. We have to come to that absolute consciousness level. So again, broadly, many energies broadly can be split, categorized in three. Internal potency, which is directly bringing joy to Krishna. External potency, which is facilitating Krishna's pastimes in a different mood, say in a different way, and helping us living entities to take shelter of Krishna, but through a different treatment say na. External potency हमारे कान पकड़ के by like just like a slap in the wrist, telling us that go take shelter of Krishna, and we are the in marginal potency. We are not dead matter, but yet we are not pure living entities. We are in between us who can attain pure, uh, become a pure devotee of Krishna. Does this answer your question, Rajeshri?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Again, it's not like we all understand though, Krishna consciousness or Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, it's not like any question and completely answered. No, no question can be completely. One thing to always bear in mind, what? Hari Ananta. है ना? Hari Katha Ananta, Hari Ras Ananta, Hari Leela Ananta. Everything is with Krishna is unlimited. So one who is Asim, unlimited, Amit, Asim, how can I possibly in my limited consciousness comprehend? Just this much of sanity, if I can keep until my final physical breath, Krishna will be very pleased. This is that faith that yes, Krishna, you are unlimited, you are infinite. Bhagavad Gita does not need any proof. This shloka does not need any proof, any justification. This is not some jiggery pokery, some play of the words or some brainwashing and all. No, this is not phantasmagoria. This is not imagination, not made up. There exists spiritual world. Now in good devotee association, we build up that faith. Thank you very much for your patient listening and kind encouragement. With much reluctance, we give it a rest here with much reluctance. Can never say we put it an end here. It can never be put to end. Krishna consciousness, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, the practice. It is for eternity. But we give it a rest here because of our limitations. And again, with much reluctance, I mean, reluctance and also looking forward, we'll do 7 shloka tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Any other final questions, thoughts, or comments? Okay, thank you very much again for your participations and kind blessings. Keep on blessing us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very